Not every season of your life is meant to be public. Most people do not know this, or they know it somewhere deep down, but the pressure to be visible, to be present, to be consistently showing up and posting and updating and performing their life for whoever is watching. That pressure is so loud and so constant that the quiet knowing gets buried underneath it. And they keep showing up, keep performing, keep being present in spaces that are draining them, keep maintaining connections that have stopped feeding them, keep playing roles that stopped fitting a long time ago, because disappearing feels like losing, like giving up, like admitting that something is wrong, like falling behind while everyone else keeps moving. But here is what the pressure to always be visible never tells you. Some of the most significant growth that a human being can experience happens in private, in quiet, in the seasons where they step back from the noise and the performance and the audience and go somewhere inside themselves that they have not visited in a long time, or maybe ever. And what they find there, what they build there, in that private, unglamorous, nobody is watching season, is often the foundation of everything that impresses people later. The disappearing is not the weakness. The disappearing is the work, the real work, the kind that cannot be done on a stage or in front of an audience or while managing what other people think about you. The kind that requires silence and solitude and the willingness to sit with yourself honestly, without distraction, without performance, without the comfortable noise of other people's presence to keep you from having to look at your own life clearly. Every person who has ever come back stronger disappeared first. Not always literally, not always in a way that was visible to the people around them, but internally, in some significant way. They withdrew from something. They created space. They stopped giving their energy to things that were consuming it without returning anything real. And in that created space, they found something, built something, became something that they could not have found or built or become while they were still in the middle of all the noise. This is what it means to disappear and come back stronger. And here is everything you need to understand about why it works, when to do it, how to do it, and what to do with the strength you find on the other side. Why disappearing is sometimes the most necessary thing. There are seasons in life where continuing to show up in the same way to the same places with the same people producing the same results is not discipline. It is avoidance. Avoidance of the uncomfortable but necessary truth that something needs to fundamentally change. That the current direction is not leading where you want to go. That the current version of you is not capable of building what you actually want to build. That something underneath needs to shift before anything on the surface is going to look different. Most people sense this truth. They feel it as a vague dissatisfaction, a restlessness, a sense that something is off without being able to name exactly what. A feeling of going through motions that used to feel meaningful and now just feel heavy. A tiredness that sleep does not fix because it is not physical tiredness. It is the tiredness of a life that has stopped fitting, of a self that has outgrown its current container and is pressing against the walls trying to find room to expand. When you feel that, the instinct of most people is to push through, to keep going, to add more, do more, show up more, try harder within the existing framework. And sometimes that works. Sometimes the answer really is just more effort in the same direction. But sometimes the answer is the opposite. Sometimes the answer is to stop, to step back, to get quiet, to create enough space from the noise and the routine and the expectations and the performance that you can actually hear yourself think. Actually hear what you need. Actually see clearly what is working and what is not and what needs to change for things to be genuinely different rather than just slightly rearranged. That clarity is not available in the middle of the noise. It only comes in the quiet. And the quiet only comes when you are willing to disappear from the noise long enough to find it. What happens when you disappear? The first thing that happens when you step back from your usual spaces and your usual roles and your usual visibility is that you find out very quickly who is actually in your corner. Because when you stop performing, when you stop being consistently present and available and entertaining and useful, the people who were only there for the performance stop showing up. The connections that were built on what you provided rather than who you are reveal themselves very clearly. because they require your constant presence and energy to maintain. And the moment you withdraw that energy, they quietly dissolve. This is painful, but it is also one of the most valuable pieces of information you can receive, because it tells you exactly where your real people are. The ones who check in when you go quiet, who reach out not because you did something for them recently but because they actually care about you, who are present not for the performance but for the person. Those people are your real foundation, and knowing who they are, knowing you can count on them, is something you can actually build on. The second thing that happens is that you start to hear yourself again. When you are constantly in the noise, constantly responding to other people, constantly managing impressions and maintaining relationships and showing up to things and being present everywhere that expects your presence, your own voice gets very quiet, not gone, just buried under everything else. And you start making decisions based on momentum and expectation and what other people seem to want from you rather than based on what you actually think and feel and need. In the quiet of disappearing, that voice comes back, slowly at first, then more clearly. You start to have thoughts that are actually yours rather than thoughts that are reactions to other people's thoughts. You start to feel what you actually feel rather than performing the feeling that the situation seems to call for. You start to know what you actually want, not what you are supposed to want, not what makes sense based on where you have been, but what you genuinely, honestly, deeply want from this one life you have. And knowing that, really knowing it, clearly and honestly and without the noise of everyone else's opinions and expectations clouding it, is one of the most powerful things a person can have. Because everything you build from that clarity has a solidity to it that things built from confusion and momentum and external pressure simply do not have. What to do during the disappearing? Disappearing is not the same as doing nothing. It is not a passive retreat from life. It is an active redirection of energy, from outward performance to inward building, from maintaining what is visible to developing what is real, from showing up for everyone else to finally, properly, showing up for yourself. During the disappearing, you work, quietly, without audience, without updates, without people knowing what you are doing or how hard you are working or what you are building. You develop the skills that you have been meaning to develop for months or years, but that kept getting pushed aside by the demands of staying visible. You address the things inside yourself that you have been avoiding because being busy and visible is one of the most effective ways of avoiding your own interior life. You build habits that serve the person you are becoming rather than the person you have been. You read, you think, you reflect, you sit with the uncomfortable questions that the noise usually drowns out. Who am I actually becoming? Is this the direction I actually want to go? What do I need to change about myself before anything in my life can genuinely change? What have I been tolerating that I should not be tolerating? What have I been avoiding that I need to face? Those questions are hard, and the answers are sometimes harder, but the answers are also the map. The clearest map available to any person who wants their next chapter to be genuinely different from the chapters they have already written. And you can only read that map in the quiet, when the noise stops, when the performance stops, when it is just you and the honest truth of your own life laid out in front of you without anything to hide behind. You also rest, real rest, not the scrolling and the passive consumption that passes for rest but actually produces more noise in an already noisy mind. Real rest, the kind that comes from genuinely slowing down, from giving yourself permission to not be productive every minute, from trusting that recovery is not laziness, that stillness is not stagnation, that the season of going quiet is not a season of falling behind but a season of being refilled, being restored, being made ready for the next thing in a way that grinding relentlessly through exhaustion never actually produces. How long the disappearing should last? There is no fixed answer. Every person is different. Every season is different. Every situation that makes the disappearing necessary has its own timeline for resolution. Some people need a few weeks. Some need months. Some need a full year of genuine redirection before they find the clarity and the strength and the rebuilt foundation they were looking for. The sign that the disappearing has done its work is not a dramatic moment of revelation. It is quieter than that. It is a gradual shift in how you feel when you wake up in the morning. A slow return of genuine energy rather than the performed energy that was running on empty. A growing sense of knowing what you want and feeling capable of moving toward it. A readiness. Not the forced readiness of someone who decided it was time to be ready, but the genuine readiness of someone who has actually rested, actually grown, actually built something in the quiet that they are now ready to bring into the world. You will know, not because someone told you, because you will feel it, and when you feel it, that is when you come back. What coming back stronger actually looks like. Coming back stronger does not always look like what people expect. It is not always loud, not always dramatic, not always an obvious transformation that everyone immediately notices and comments on. Sometimes it is very quiet. A person who simply moves differently, who speaks with a different quality of certainty, who makes decisions with a clarity that was not there before, who is no longer available for the things that used to drain them, who carries themselves in a way that communicates, without words, without announcement, that something has shifted, something has settled, something has been built that was not there before. And the people around them feel it, even when they cannot name it. There is a groundedness to someone who has done real work in private that is completely different from the energy of someone who has been performing growth rather than actually experiencing it. One is solid, the other is hollow, and people feel the difference immediately even when they cannot explain why. The strength you come back with is not just external. It is not just a better body or a new skill or a more impressive resume. It is internal, a deeper relationship with yourself, a clearer sense of what you stand for, a stronger ability to hold your own in situations that would have destabilized you before, a quieter confidence that does not need to announce itself because it does not come from other people's approval. It comes from what you built in the silence when nobody was watching. That is the strength that lasts. That is the strength that compounds over time rather than fading the moment the applause stops. That is the strength that makes everything you build afterward more solid, more real, more genuinely yours. The final thing. If you are in a season right now where you feel the pull to step back, where the noise feels like too much and the performance feels hollow and something deep inside you is asking for quiet, listen to that. Do not override it with pressure to stay visible. Do not silence it with busyness and distraction and the fear of what people will think if you go quiet for a while. Let yourself disappear, not forever, not without intention, but fully enough and long enough to do the real work, to hear your own voice again, to build what needs to be built in the quiet before it can exist in the world. Because the people who come back the strongest are not the ones who never stopped. They are the ones who had the courage to stop, to step back, to go somewhere quiet and honest and uncomfortable, and to do the work that nobody saw, that nobody knew about, that produced no likes or comments or external validation of any kind. And then they came back, quietly, without announcement, and let the results speak for everything. That is available to you, right now, in this season, whatever this season looks like. Disappear if you need to, build what needs to be built, and come back as the version of yourself that the quiet was always trying to grow you into. That version is worth every moment of the silence it took to find them. I run on subscribers, not batteries. If this gave you something real, that button costs you nothing and it means everything.